Welcome to the Your Opinion Doesn't Matter podcast. I am one of the hosts, Mr. Lamont, and I'm here with the unusual suspects. To my left, Sherry Ann, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Sherry Berry.
Sherry Berry, man. Forgive me.
Sherry Berry is doing fine on this beautiful stage.
Yes, and none other, Black Jesus Sterling. How are you doing, bro?
Yes, I'm good. Happy holidays to the whole cast. Hope y'all had a wonderful holiday. Good to be here with y'all.
Same to you,
Yes.
same to you.
And we have a new, my expert opinion, or his expert opinion. Lem, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yes. He's new to the panel. He's going to bring some, his little spunk and his
Back
flair.
with the little talk.
His flair.
Watch it.
Yeah, I should put the video with the Belle Biv DeVoe.
Oh, God. Now he's going with it.
Yes, but yes. Okay, Christmas passed, and we almost entering the new year. How was Christmas for y'all? How was things?
Christmas was sad, but good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for my family, we had two losses. I lost my sister, and I lost my cousin.
Our
all
condolences.
within-
Our deepest
Condolences.
Sorry to
Thank
hear
you,
that.
guys.
Sorry.
about
within
that.
a week. So the holidays are very, very hard. Just seeing my uncle go through what he's going through, but so grateful for so many things. And, I made it the best as possible. My kids had a good time. Everybody got what they wanted. So Santa was good to everyone. So I am grateful. I'm grateful for my blessings.
How was yours, Sterling?
Yes, I kind of share the same perspective. I mean, inside the household, it was a good Christmas as far as for the family and for the kids. The kids got what they want, the wife got what they want. And everybody was happy. And it hit my pockets a little deep monetary-wise, but that's
Right.
what Christmas is about. But as far as seeing my extended family, is Sherry Berry is my cousin. I see the mourning and the sadness they was going through, and that kind of brought me down. But that's the reality of life, and But again, my deepest condolences goes out to Sherry Berry and her sister and her cousin, because they're my family too.
Mm-hmm. And how about you, Lem?
It was good. My Christmas is a little slow now. It's pretty small. I talked to my wife about it, and I'm like, my Christmases aren't the same anymore since there's only one small child around. So, but seeing the joy of him, getting his gifts and his excitement, it was a good thing. But it's all in all, it's a good Christmas.
Well, mine was pretty interesting. Christmas was regular, as far as that particular day with my daughter. She had, getting a lot of gifts and stuff like that. But Christmas Eve, we was by the in-laws. Things just, ate a lot. We ate a lot and so forth and so on. But the one thing, the day after Christmas, that was something that moved me in a way. I had went to my my fiance's aunt. She's in an assisted living house. Wow. And I went there, and it was like, we brought her food, like food from Christmas, and it was like so feeling so down in there, a lot of people in the wheelchairs, and it was just a sad feeling. And when she saw it, she just started screaming like happy.
And happiness.
It's happy, man.
Yes.
And it was very moving, and it was very moving. And I felt I need to start being more active. Like far as when this new year start, I'm gonna start giving back. Actually, I inquired to actually start going there and doing bringing my game to do probably the debating with them,
Nice.
or even playing chess.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
They pointed it out,
man.
saying this guy over there play chess. All right, I'll come in and I'll play chess with y'all, so forth and so on. So that was pretty interesting.
And she was probably one of the lucky ones that got visitors on Christmas.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I seen a guy. This guy. He was looking younger than me in there, and I'm like, and people had nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
And even though they said a lot of people was there yesterday, but how you could, I don't understand how you could have family and they keep them there.
Yeah.
And I mean, different.
That's
That's
a
a
lot.
lot.
Yeah, that's a
That's
lot
a
of
lot.
things
Yeah.
there, man.
I can't call it,
It's,
but
a,
it's
it's a hard
rough.
subject.
Yeah.
We know someone that's
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
that's
it's
in
a
there.
hard thing, man.
He's young,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard. You know,
It's a hard thing.
It's hard, especially when I go see him and knowing how I know him and seeing him in there. It's hard, but you know, life happens and life be lifing, and you know, we never know what's gonna happen, and that's what people should take into consideration in those places.
Right,
You
right,
just
right,
never
right.
know.
When you're in a situation like that, the biggest thing that keeps you going is the support of your family.
Yes.
Right.
Even if you're in there, if they come and support you, it's not going to feel that bad. But a lot of times when you're in a situation like that, they kind of abandon you and leave you under the care of the facility, which will leave you down and depressed. And
Yeah.
I feel you're not going to last too long in a situation like that. you know?
Yeah, that's why we're talking about this, because my uncle recently he had a stroke a few months back, about 6 months ago. He had all his faculties and everything together to the point where they didn't even know he had a stroke. He was in his house with his wife, his children, and no one knew he had a stroke. What happened is he got out of bed and he fell. And he's like, something's going on with my left leg. But he's talking to you, no speech impediment, nothing to determine he had a stroke. He stayed in the house for like 48 hours, talking, eating, carrying on normal.
Wow.
But he's like, something's up with my leg. My leg is just not functioning. Finally, they decided, you know what, let me just take him in. They took him in, they're like, he had a stroke. They put him into a facility, a rehab facility. Like I said, cognitive skills, everything was on point. He stayed in the facility about 6 to 8 weeks. He started to deteriorate. Because you're in one of those facilities, and this particular facility wasn't taking care of him, obviously, the way they're supposed to. So from the time he had the stroke, where he was himself, to coming home, he deteriorated.
And what happened? He's still in there?
No, he's home now.
You know what's
And
so
he's on
bugged
the
out?
mend.
What you saying, that was like, not to really, keep speaking about this, but when I was there, they was giving out cupcakes and stuff like that. But the lady was like, I really wanted to be there because there's a lady, she didn't care. You had this like 6 donuts. You're not telling people what donuts they want. You just shoving any donut. Maybe they don't want that. You gotta take this, take this, take this.
All in all, that's why these type of facilities, unfortunately, we have family members that may be in need of extra care, right? That you can't provide in the home,
That is realistic.
right? And these are the decisions we have to make these days.
Yeah.
I was in the same position myself. My mother didn't go into any home. We didn't do that. However, the responsibility of taking care of someone when they're aging or they're ailing is a huge responsibility,
Definitely.
right? We were watching something about, certain blue zones. There's places called blue zones. That's where places in the world where people live the longest, right? They have the longest life expectancies.
When they in the facilities?
No,
In general.
outside in general. Blue zones. There's many different spots throughout the world that they call blue zones because the life expectancies in these places, people live long lives. Part of the reason why is that in a lot of blue zones, elderly people are not put in facilities. They are put to stay with the young. And the young show them so much respect that it extends their lives.
And help them lift their morale.
Yes.
Yes. Or even animals. They give them
Yes.
animals to
These are called blue zones. So it's and none of these blue zones are in modern places.
Yes, yes.
Like you would think America say, oh, we have a long life expectancy because they just put us on drugs. These places are third world countries
Of course.
that have people with life expectancies of over 100 years. Is because they care for their elderly.
Yeah.
And they respect their elderly.
Yeah.
And they make sure
They
that they
take an
stay.
interest in-
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
That's
view
what
them.
we believe in. That's
Yes,
what we believe in.
and
Yeah.
that's extends life.
Yeah, so as we move on, we all talking about the holiday season and all the relationships we have with our significant others and our family. And I just wanted to kind of use that to talk about, our wives, girlfriend, things of that sort, and how we go about, coupling up with people like that. So I'm a true believer through experience that You know, when we grow up, we all have a notion of who, you know, I see Whitney Houston, or this Whitney Houston is going to be my wife. I want to marry somebody like Whitney Houston. Or you have a certain girl in your class. I had a few of them. I'm like, yo, I want to marry her. She's so beautiful, so. But life never works out like that. And in the most cases, the people that you're madly in love with, even if you get to be with them, they really don't give that love back. So I'm a true believer now that you must love those who love you. And I think that gives more of a valid relationship where you reciprocate the same love that you're giving back. And I just want to ask people on the panel, how do you feel about loving those who love you? Because I'm a big follower of those who love you. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about it? Anybody here?
I'm a charmer. I feel like you never know when you in. It's true what you're saying, and that is the ideal that we all want to run by. Mm-hmm. But when you love somebody, you put in everything in the person. Sometimes it takes a while for you to catch on, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, I can love who I love, and I'm putting everything that I want to put into that person. You on the outside is saying, well, damn, this girl loved this guy, but I'm not seeing him, you know, doing and reciprocating as much as she's reciprocating. But I ain't get it yet because I'm so in love.
That's
you know, love is a dangerous, it's a dangerous thing.
Love kills.
And when you love somebody, when you truly love somebody, you could tell somebody you love them. But when you're in love, it's a different perspective on everything. And I'm going to hit our audience with this, is that I was a girl that I don't care. You don't like me, I don't like you. Next. Keeps it moving. I don't got time. You cheat, whatever, nigga. That was me. Yeah. And I'm going to just touch on saying it took me, honestly, to find somebody that I really love. And I really love the person that I'm talking about. And I truly care about that person. And it also took me getting sick and being down to realize that when you in love, you really in love. So maybe on the outside, people might say, oh, well, I don't see him putting the energy or whatever. That's your opinion. And it's your opinion. But when you love somebody, you deep in love, you don't always see that. It's a good gesture, but you don't always see it because you're so into that person. I only see that person. So you could tell me, I got him water and he didn't get me water. So what? I love him.
Yes.
It don't matter.
Understood.
Yes.
Would that be would that be settling? Like when you say you love who love you, not you, for anybody. I'm talking about when you say you love who loves you. What does that mean?
I think when you're in love, it puts you at a disadvantage sometimes, especially when you're overflowing with it and the other person sees that. Mm-hmm. They kind of could take advantage of the situation, and I've seen it happen many times. Like it's human nature. If you know a girl that's like really sweating you, and you know no matter what she's deeply in love with you, as human nature as a man, you're gonna push it. You're gonna push it to see how much she's gonna take. You understand what I'm saying?
See, but that's
then you could
point.
end up losing on love.
See, but that's the point. So the thing is about love, right? I think we probably all agree upon this. Love means different things at different stages in your life. When you're younger, you have a perspective of love that's different than when you were older.
Of course.
That's why it's very challenging to be in relationships for long periods of time, especially when you're starting off in adolescence. Like you'll see people who got married very young, 21. By the time they're 45.
They went out.
Yes, because that person now, you've evolved. If that person's not following you in your evolution, that could be a challenge. Also, if you look back at your 21-year-old self and the person you were in love with at 21, if you met him today, would you love him?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
So our feelings on what love is changes in different phases of life. You just talked about a challenging situation where you got a chance to understand how much you love this person because it became crystal clear in time of crisis.
That's
right?
big too. That's big.
Before that, you might be like taking it for granted of who this person is until they show up. So love is an evolutionary change in life. Different things mean different things. Now, as we're talking about love who love you, you brought up settling. That may be a perspective from a person that hasn't understood what love is or doesn't love themselves yet. When you start to love yourself, you end up being able to see who means what to you. And it's normally people that begin to show up if you're smart. A person that shows up for you, you begin to stand in love. When we fall in love, it's for people that maybe mistreat us and we're attracted to a negative energy, right? Falling in love with some sort of perception of what love should be, just because there's a lustful energy or we got caught up
There's
into
a
a...
difference between love and lust.
Yes, but a lot of
Definitely
people
is.
misconstrue them,
And some people
especially
think it's the
when
same
we're
thing.
young.
Yeah, they think it's the
Yes,
same
that is
thing.
Especially
true.
when
Then
we're
they're
young.
saying
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
yeah.
Especially when we're young.
Infatuation.
Yes,
Yeah.
that lustful energy.
That
That should
idea.
last us only
Yeah.
for a little while. So now you pointed it out, Sterl. You said, because especially with men, we discussed this off camera. A lot of times with men, when a woman is doing too much, especially in our youthful years, we like, hold on. It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
This is hold on now.
Yeah.
That's not what we want.
Yeah.
We kind of want the energy like, I don't give a fuck about you. We more attracted to that
Yeah.
because we got so much validation from dealing with different women. But as you get older, that person that stands up for you and is there like, you want to play the food?
Of course.
I call in to check on you.
Yeah.
I want to do this. Things that we thought were overwhelming is
That's-
now something that we look for as a standard.
But a man knows when he's ready to be in love. I feel like, I could be wrong.
No,
I
you're
could
not.
be
You're
wrong.
not wrong.
I'm just saying that a man sometimes knows, like, okay, I want to give this a chance. Because you could like somebody and you could say, I think she's pretty. She meets all the standards on the physical attribute. You're looking at her, you're like, okay, she's sexy. She carries herself nicely and stuff like that. And you could fall in love with that. But then when it comes in, and I said that to you, I said, there's women that I know of personally, these girls don't cook. These girls don't clean.
Why?
These girls, nails is always done, hair is always done, body is nice, but they don't know how to keep. And how I know, when you have to know how to cook, you have to know how to clean, you have to know how to carry yourself. When I
Be a
check
woman
off
in
all
public.
those boxes,
Yeah, yeah.
I always say I check off those boxes.
Check
I
off the
can
boxes.
dress.
There we go.
I think I can dress. I think I put myself together nicely. I like my nails done, my hair done. You can eat off my floor. I know how to cook. I know how to keep a man. I know what a man needs.
And you
I
raise
have-
respectable kids.
Yes.
Okay.
My kids have to know, even if that's not your father, good morning, good afternoon,
course.
and give
That's
respect
big.
and know how to do those things. We don't get the rings.
See?
We don't get the ring.
But listen,
We don't.
No, you can't.
I'm just speaking. I can only speak off of
You
what
right.
I've been. We
You
don't
right.
get the rings. We still fighting for that to be, okay, to be the wife. You say, oh, that's my wifey, or that's this, but you're not giving me the ring. But when you come, your plate gets served. You're not just getting bully beef and rice.
bully beef and rice.
Okay? You can get some good oxtails and rice and peas, macaroni
look-
pie. And I know how to make it up. Sterl know I could cook.
See, unfortunately, I talk about this all the time. I have these conversations with female friends, my wife. Unfortunately, due to society and environment that we have grown up
Times
in,
have changed. Yeah.
men take a very long time to mature before they can understand that that's
Even
important.
older men don't always
No,
see
hold
that.
on.
Some more than
Hold
others.
on, hold on.
Yeah.
Age is not maturity,
That
as
is
far as I'm
true.
concerned.
Facts,
You know
facts.
what I call old men with those mentalities? Grown-ass babies.
Okay.
Because it takes a long time for men to appreciate that. So what you're saying are things that if a man is emotionally mature, he can appreciate, right? We're using terms like fall in love. I'm talking about like traumas. Men are attracted to people that don't treat them right. Women too. That's why you always hear the bad boy image. Oh, I want a bad boy, bad boy, bad boy. All of that is childish mentality. A man wanting a woman that challenges him to the point where he don't know where she at, that turns him on. A woman who wants a bad boy, don't know what he doing. If he working, but he have money and he have a car, but she don't know where it coming from. All of these are people with edges, right? That opposite sexes are attracted to. And then they're looking past the stable guy who might be a little geeky, or the woman that's going to cook food.
To that person too.
But you could be attracted to the people. People still want people with an edge.
Yeah.
It's for some reason people are drawn to people they can't have a grasp on. A woman who, my father said this years ago, and he told me, he said, you have to be an any hours man. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He said, even if you come off of work 6 o'clock, don't come home at 6:15 every day.
Unpredictable.
You have to have an element of unpredictability.
I tell my guys that all the
come
time.
home 7:15. The next day, come home 9.
Yeah.
Well, you want
Friday,
to make
come
sure
home
that
at
your house
6.
is
No, you don't want her to have that edge on you.
Because the one time you show up late,
that's gonna be a
it's
problem.
bacchanal.
Yes,
I believe in that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm an
That's
advocate
true.
of that. Yeah.
You know, I don't.
And
I don't
that's
really,
the edge you gotta
she got
have.
used
I'm
to
not
you
saying
coming
you
in at
gotta
a
make her
certain time.
pace around at night all night.
Yeah.
But you cannot have predictability because people like an edge.
Just like when your woman calls you, you don't pick up the phone every time the woman calls. Yeah.
Can't be too accessible.
Yes.
Can't be too accessible.
I don't agree though. I don't agree with you gotta love who love you. Suppose 2 women love you. What you do?
What you doing that these 2 women love you?
I'm just saying. Know what I'm
So
saying?
what?
No,
So
what?
what?
But no, I don't believe that. I believe it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You don't love them just because they love you.
Hold on.
I don't believe that. I don't know if that's what y'all saying.
Well, no.
If a
No,
woman
it's saying
I think
when
you're taking it to a different-
when you're in a relationship or you like somebody, and what we were talking about, me and Sterling, we were saying when you with somebody and you're showing more love to that person that
Yeah, the
person is
disadvantage.
showing
Yeah.
to you, but you're forcing it kind of because you're like doing the most to
Yeah.
be in love with that person, but that
that's what
person
you
is
mean.
not
Yes.
showing you
And-
the love. And then when you exit and you might see somebody that likes you,
Yeah.
but they don't meet all the qualifications, but they got everything, all the boxes checked
Yeah.
off. Like they're loving you. That's who you need to show the most love to, because that person is actually showing you love.
That's the
But let's
the
be clear.
perspective. That's the perspective
But let's
that
be
you
clear.
coming at. One second. That's the perspective that you coming at it like, okay, you're putting a lot into this, and this person's not reciprocating.
Of course.
So so you be like, all right, no, this person don't love me like I love her.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So then I'm out. That's what you mean by when you say love
Yeah.
who
Love,
love you.
yeah. Love
They
who
mean
loves
give
you.
it equal kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that movie. Somebody that is going to give you, a woman's going to give you 85%. Give you
Right,
the
right,
love,
okay.
the time,
I didn't
the
understand.
camera,
I thought
to
you
get-
do.
I
You
think there's
walk in-
more to it
you
too.
walk
Let me
in there,
elaborate.
somebody say, "Hey, I
And
love
we
you," and
talked
you're supposed
about
to
that
love them.
movie too. What was that movie, Sterl?
I forgot that movie with Janet Jackson.
When he gave her the
Decent proposal.
Decent
What we were talking about.
Yeah.
We
But-
talked
but
about
that-
that
that's
from
what I
the
said.
last time. Yeah.
Elaborating on love who love you also, really, I think to bring it all together, the reason why we're saying love who love you is meaning don't look for the greener grass.
Yeah.
That's what love who love you means. If this person loved me, then I shouldn't be looking further than that, past that. Love who love you, because you said, isn't it settling, right? When people say, I'm settling, that means they believe there's something better than that. They're looking past what's on their plate and what's right in front of them, a person who's caring for them, loving them, but they're
There gotta
like,
be
you know
something
what?
missing them, because if I'm giving you all of that and you're not showing me back, then there's something missing.
You know what's missing? Something in the person that's looking past you. If that person becomes the person they should be, meaning here's all the person with all the attributes here, right? It has to be something simplistic. That means what? They're not physically totally my type, or I have a checklist that a person didn't check off 1 or 2 boxes. So I'm looking for someone that has these attributes, but is more physically appealing to me. Because loving who loves you, and you're looking past it if you're looking for something else. By him saying you're settling.
How about when you in a relationship and the person that you met checked off all the box when you first met, and you're going, and when you've been with somebody for a long period of time, people change. Their physical body changes, maybe the way they, some women, they get complacent. They, if they used to go to the gym, now they're not going to the gym. If she used to do her hair and that something turned him on, now she feels like a ponytail is just
Right.
good enough. And those things, what do you do?
But what you do, get
you know,
involved.
what do you do?
Yeah.
Or
Get
you know,
involved.
some men don't say anything, which I think is wrong. I feel like if you love the person, it's a serious conversation that you need to have. Like, babe, I don't like the way that you look. And women, don't take it as a negative thing. Open your ears and listen. Learn thing I've learned is stop listening to yourself and listen to your partner, because he's telling you something in between those lines that he's saying. If he says, you know, I don't like the way you do this, or I don't like that, or he said that more than once or twice, take note to it, because he's actually hinting you to things that or if he says, I'm gonna leave and you're not taking note, he's telling you that because that's the way or the direction that he's leaving. So, and I could only say that because those are situations in life that real shit that happens to
Absolutely.
people has happened to me. So it's like, if you love the person, start taking note, mental note to what the person is saying.
Absolutely.
He's not always a down thing. Like, he's not always downing you. He's probably
Let me get
really
on that
telling you
question
this because he loves you. And he's saying to you, I'm at my wit's end, without saying I'm at my wit's end. Pay attention. Ring the bell, pay attention, and start taking notes. So if you going to sleep with his T-shirt all the time, he's like, babe, this damn T-shirt thing ain't working. You know, you're like, that's my comfortability. Come out of your
This
comfortability,
is
because
good.
the T-shirt shit is not working.
So sometimes it's not even what you say, is how you say it. You
Right.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
So
Delivery.
therefore, yeah, it's about the delivery. And sometimes, you know, you want to be a little sensitive to the woman. So if you see if the woman's becoming a little overweight, you know, you do a little things like, baby, you know, let's go jogging, let's go to the gym.
Yes.
together,
Let's go to
things
the
of that
gym
sort,
together.
you know what I'm saying? Or if
Oh.
she's going to bed with these big panties on,
You rip them up
I'm
and
just
throw them
saying.
out.
And you go to Victoria's Secret and you buy some new panties, you buy some new lingerie, be like,
Right.
that's a gift, you know, try that on. So you have to, like, again, it's not what you say, how you say it. Sometimes you gotta, you know, women are sensitive and you don't want to be too
But
harsh.
it depends on your relationship.
It depends,
too.
too. It depends
Because
on
if we cool as and we could talk about everything, hit me right.
I
Tell
hear
me,
that.
tell me right away, because I don't want to come in every day doing something and you really unhappy with this, but you're biting your tongue, because it goes with
Never bite your
friendship, it
tongue.
goes with
Oh, but it's
relationship,
hard.
it goes with everything. If I didn't know that you didn't check for me, and I'm doing everything the same thing, how am I gonna know that you didn't check for me?
Sherry Ann, it's
How
tough.
am
I agree.
ever gonna
I
know?
agree.
But it's tough to talk to women
Yes, it
sometimes.
No,
is.
it's
That's
not
what I was
all
gonna say.
women. Not
Whoa,
all women.
hold on.
It
I'm not
all
generalizing.
depends on the relationship.
95% of the time, it's hard to
So
talk to
I'll
them.
chime in.
Oh
there.
my God,
I'll
I'm
chime
surrounded
in.
by a bunch
I'll
of
chime
men
in.
here.
Look,
No, no.
Let me tell you why.
I'll
Let me
chime
tell you
in.
why.
We're not gonna
Listen,
bash.
You can't. You could say it as nice as you can to a woman
Yeah.
about listen, darling. Listen, you know, I'll go with you to the gym, blah blah blah, and they're gonna look at you funny, man.
See, so now
They'll look at you funny, and then the thing about it is that then sometimes you just lay off and be like, all right, whatever. Then you be like,
I
whatever.
don't feel like you should be whatever.
If you lay
because,
off, that makes
you
the
know,
situation
because
worse.
I used to work out. I love working out.
Yes.
I love working out, but I've gotten lazy. At some point, you know, when it gets cold, I start making excuses. Oh, my knees. Oh, it's cold and stuff like that, and then you don't go. But if the person that I'm with is like, listen, you're falling off. You know, you used to go every day. What happened?
Yeah.
Now I'm like, you know what? You damn right.
Yes.
I need to get back in the gym for myself. But I'm going. But I got reminded, like, yo, you used to really like working out. You used to really like hitting the gym. You like this and this.
That was
and
a great
this and that.
philosophy. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you
thing.
But also,
And-
you talking about you. See, you're very receptive to that type
You
of.
have to be. like-
see,
But he's telling you
hold
not
on.
all
So
women is
now,
like that.
Not,
Yeah.
not
But
just
that's the
that, but
problem.
even in friendships, even when you have a friendship, we have less social pressure than women. Us as men, we have less social pressure. So I can understand the overwhelming amount of social pressure women have. So it makes you sensitive sometimes, even when our delivery is right, it's still hard to digest. Because, so even in a friendship where there's communication, I'm going to piggyback on what Sterl said. You could initiate it as a man. I think the best step is to initiate it as a man by not verbalizing, baby, you falling off, because we just can't do that. You are somebody that can handle that.
Tell
You like
me.
whatever, because you're here with 3 dudes and you holding your own.
And you
so
grew
we
up
know
with mad
that.
brothers. You grew
But
up
I
with mad
mean,
brothers
yeah,
like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Let's
So
get it.
you're a guy's girl. You're a guy's girl.
Yeah.
You guys, girls, there's a lot less girls than girls.
Well, I would
right?
love for my man to tell me,
See?
listen, this,
So now-
you getting too fat. Listen,
See, you
come
can
on.
handle that.
Da-da-da-da.
So
Come
delivery's
on. I
important.
like when you did it this way. I like when
But
you do it.
action.
All right, let's work
Action.
that out.
Not everybody
Action
can handle
is-
that. We're trying to get to
And
the ones that can't handle that.
action is more important. So action is more important. Like you said, those are the steps I think as men when we're in a relationship now and we feel things aren't going our way. Instead of just verbalizing it, taking action is
I
what
feel
we
like
should
that's
do.
being
Hey, wake
phony.
up. Let's go work out. Let's go. Hey, we're going to the
we
gym.
are, yeah.
Let's go walk around the track.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a horror story about somebody I know. Right. So even with that, he thought he was in a good relationship. He was with this young lady. She was overweight. He got with her. They were friends. She was.
One question: was she
morbid.
overweight when he met her?
Yes.
Okay.
Morbidly.
Okay.
Morbidly overweight. I mean, 100 and something pounds overweight. So she was on the border of physical problems.
Yes.
They were just friends. I watched this man walk with her on the track for weeks. I'll be out there running, working out, and I'm like, man, this dude, I'm looking at them. I don't know there's any romantic connection. Not at this point. He's on the track with her, running. This woman loses 100 pounds.
And she left him.
Left him as soon as she got sick.
What the answer say there? What?
Well,
I
she
still-
never loved him in the first. She never liked him in the first place.
No, so listen. I don't know that to be true, but I'll tell you what to piggyback on what we were talking about earlier. Some people are as faithful as their options.
Yeah.
Remember when we were talking about love who love you?
Yeah.
She might have thought she loved him, but now her options opened up. Because
Right,
now
her
she's
losing that
slim and
100
she's
pounds.
looking
And
sexy.
and she's getting that extra
And
attention.
now, yeah. So now, with that being said,
That's terrible.
yo,
must-
That's
you-
a
you-
greasy
you-
game
tell
out
you
here.
something.
That's
Greasy
crazy.
out
but
here.
love will love you, right? So to piggyback on love
Yeah.
will love you,
Yeah.
he was loving her.
Yeah.
He loved her
Because-
for who she was.
Yes.
Yeah. See, now
But
I
then
would-
when
I
she
would tell-
realized
I would tell her.
she had more options, she wasn't loving who loved her.
I would
Yeah, that's
tell
why you
her-
gotta be
I would
vicious.
tell
You gotta
her
be vicious.
that if she was standing here or she was on the, I would say, girl, you a fool.
Yes.
Because you know what you chasing after, you probably would never get again.
Absolutely
Because
not.
if a man can love you when you're physically down or when you're not good,
And
that's
help
a man
you.
that
True
you
love.
need to hold on to,
True
and you
love.
need to understand. Because when you walk outside, I always say, when I walk outside and brothers be like, you look good, you look good, you look good. The only good I want to hear is from a man that's dark, chocolate, 6'3", and built. And that's the man that I'm in love with. And that's the man that makes me happy. That's the man that puts a smile on my face. All of y'all are just saying whatever you want to say. Because he has been there for me through up and down and bottoms. And that's the person I will stick through. And I will stand hard for anytime. So that girl, she's a fool. Because what you chasing after is a moment.
This is what I was
What
getting.
you're chasing after is a moment.
So-
That's not
So we
love.
discussed
They
it.
watching
My
the
love-
physical
my love
part
you.
of you.
Yeah.
You would
So-
think love who love you because we making it sound simple. That's why we're talking about this.
Right.
Mine brought up you could be settling. In that particular predicament, you would think she would have loved who loved her. But when her options grew,
And she probably did at that moment till her options
until
grew.
her
Till her
options
options
You see, that's why. That's
So
why.
it-
That's why you
settling
gotta
is a
be
point.
vicious.
Yeah.
That's why
No,
you gotta be
don't
vicious.
have to be
man.
vicious, bro.
You got to.
No,
you got to.
No, what you have to
don't
be
love-
is diligent. You have to be diligent
Yeah.
with the person that you give your energy to. And that means beyond just a checklist of what you think you need, right? You have to take heed to what's exactly in front of you and what is going to help you grow.
Now, since we're speaking of checklists, we talking about perspective as far as love and the checklist, but like as far as like a checklist in general, like as far as what women want and what men want. Whose checklist is more absurd?
Well,
Career
extensive,
women.
Extensive. Extensive.
Career women.
Well, don't just say career women. There's reasons. Don't just say career women because it's a broad spectrum. That's like a brush.
What do you
stroke.
mean by that, Sterling?
That's
What do you
far.
mean?
Go ahead.
What do you mean by
Women that have their life pre-planned from the time they're 10 years old. I'm going to graduate high school at this age. I'm going to graduate college at this age. I'm going to have my PhD at this age. I'm going to get married at this age and have 3 kids at this age.
Oh.
That's a complete checklist.
Yeah, that is.
And how often does that actually happen?
It don't
Well, you
always
call that
happen.
artificial insemination at this point.
What about
You understand? That very rarely happens. You
It
understand?
happens now, but without a man.
what about
That's why
Percentage-wise,
they-
yeah.
what about
exactly.
unrealistic checklists?
Well, that's
That's
normally
also
what-
that's also unrealistic
No,
checklist.
First of all, once you have a
that could be
checklist,
re-
you're being unrealistic.
That's a fact.
Man or woman who has
That's
a
a fact.
checklist, you're
Yes,
being
I
unrealistic.
agree with that.
Yes.
Because once again, let's look at what's right in front of us. When we creating this unrealistic expectation of who we should be with, normally we're not going to even be with that person. And if you did meet everybody on your, if you met a person that checked off every box on your checklist, you think you'd be compatible with them?
But I
question.
think you
Because
would
you
make-
didn't
I think
check
you
out
would
any
make
box
your-
on their list.
I think
Would
your
you? Yeah.
relationship would not even be a relationship because you're looking for that checklist.
That would
And
be-
everything
exactly.
that person
And you
does.
might not-
And
you might-
you might not
And
find
you might not
it
fill
in
out
that
their
would-
checklist.
Yeah.
but-
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
You won't even get
that
along
would
with
just
them.
complicate the relationship.
Yeah, but-
And
aspect
especially
of
it might be a
everything.
hit
It
and
might,
run.
Yeah, let's hear mine. Let's hear mine.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
look, but women, they not all, not all. They want them tall. They want them built. They want them to have paper, right? Right?
Well, I
Is
was
that
good
Sure, of
before
course.
the-
and
I was
and
good
and,
before the
like
people.
and then there's times that, and like a lot of times, like these women, when I'm saying absurd, they look probably like a 6 or 7, but they want like a 10. But like, hold on. You the same guy, you love who you love. You walk outside, that guy who lives right across the street from you, he looks similar to you. But no, you want to go above and beyond.
But you know why they feel like a 10? Education, the degree.
Nah, they talking about their heart, the way they love.
It's
That's the beauty
I think it's a
inside.
combination of both.
Bump
How
that.
do you feel?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
the degree makes them feel like they're a 10. Not saying nothing's wrong for women having a degree.
Oh, Sherry, I'm boiling.
Accomplishments
She's
when they're
boiling.
accomplished. When they're accomplished. See, there's a difference between man and woman. Unfortunately, this is the case. When women attain high levels of success,
Academic
there's-
wise.
in general, yeah, monetary,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
education wise, they usually go hand in hand,
Yeah.
right? When they achieve a high level of success, their standards for who they want to be with is their level or above. Men normally don't care about that.
You don't care.
You could be an accomplished man and a successful man and go get a woman, who has no education.
And
Yeah,
you will
did
build
graduate
that.
college, and then
And you-
graduate
and you-
college,
and you-
and then
Wait a
graduate
minute,
college.
you
There's
guys
less
are-
criteria.
Oh my God, I'm
There's a
being
less
bombarded by
Oh,
men.
Lord have
I
mercy.
think there's less of a criteria when it comes to men. I'm not saying that in all respects, but a lot of times men think a little different than women do when it comes
Not
to
all-
that.
We do.
We do 100%. Go ahead, Sherry. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna give the I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying every individual is different.
Sure.
That's for
That's
sure.
all. In all fairness, all
Sure.
individual is different. I'm educated. I got my degrees. I went to school. I did what I had to do. But if I talk to somebody, and I talk to people, and I've dated, you don't have to be there, but you have to do something.
Sure. Of course.
You
That's
have
a
to
given.
do something. So
That's a
I'm
given.
maybe one or two of the few women
Exactly.
that
Of course.
don't. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge you, because let me tell you something. Don't always come because the man is wearing a suit and he's, this and that he's a good man. I'd rather have you. You have a job, a job. You can help me. So if I have 20 and you have 20, we got 40 and we can build. I'm all about that. With my degrees.
Sure.
Has nothing to do with that. Because when he opens his mouth, he's very smart. Maybe school wasn't his thing. You know what I mean? Maybe, going in classes and stuff wasn't his thing. But he's smart.
Yes.
He can hold
Yeah.
he can hold his own. And he's a provider. I'm good.
Just generalizing it.
I'm
We
sorry.
was just generalizing.
You're rare.
Yeah.
You are rare.
No,
You
no,
are
this-
a diamond in the rough.
We're generalizing. This is
Because
general.
I feel like you
generalizing
don't
it.
walk around when you hold these men to all these expectations. Don't get mad when you fall off.
Right.
Because life be lifing, and things can happen, and your degree can mean nothing, and you can have your corporate job, and they can walk you out, and you don't have anything, and you need that God to hold you down. And what happens if he judge you with all the degrees that you have? So I don't judge nobody. I like who I like. You got a job. That's all I ask of you. I don't care what your job is, but you got a job, and we
Absolutely.
can make it. Because we can leave in a box, but if we aiming to build into a bigger box, we'll get there
Absolutely.
together. And I'm good with that.
Yeah, Sherry,
I'm
and
good
I think
with that.
I think we're talking about the term only known as boss bitches. That's what we're talking about.
We're talking about them.
And
Yes.
just an alert and a disclaimer: the young ladies that don't make sure they're in a position to be able to financially take care of themselves are leaving themselves in a very vulnerable
Yeah,
position
they're
Yes.
by
victimized.
getting with men that are affluent. And because you know what happens in a lot of cases? She chases a high value man who's successful financially, gets with him for 20 years, and then he decides he no longer wants to be in the situation because it doesn't stimulate him mentally, right? He went with a lust factor, a young face, a pretty girl, and now they're divorced. He protected himself, and she's on the street with 2 babies
We
and
see
no
that happen.
education.
We see
You're
that
seeing it happen
happens
more and
all the
more
time.
now because of those relationships that are unbalanced, right?
But then you see that happening with females who, they do their BBLs and they do all
Oh,
this.
man. What
I'm getting at.
I'm just saying they do their
That's what I'm
BBLs
getting
and
at.
they come in the imagery and the lips is in this and the weaves along and all this all this stuff. And because the man, he likes that look, or not all men, but I'm saying they like that look, they brain hasn't caught up to the body. They don't know how to do anything else. So now you're with him because he pays for everything and he does all these stuff, and you're in the moment. But what we've seen is that after I done hit this a couple of times, and I hate to be raw, so excuse me, after I hit it a couple of times and I walk with you a couple of times, what else? What
Exactly.
else can you bring to the table?
long-term
What
impact,
else?
yeah.
So now he stays with you because of the imagery, like I like her, or she has her freak numbers is probably 10 or whatever. So he likes that, but then he wants to get a little bit more intrigued. So now I can't take you to the company this, I can't take you here, I can't do this stuff. You can't read something.
Hold a conversation with
We can't we can't even start a business.
Right.
You cannot do anything for
Right.
me. So now I'm tired of her. And then now she's left with her BBL and her nice lips and the weave and all of that, and just waiting for the next one to come along. And then you just become a bouncing ball.
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, I don't think them chicks with BBLs. I don't think men
We don't
are
like
wifing them.
BBLs, first
They're
of
not
all.
wifing them.
Yeah.
They're not wifing them.
A lot of them
Oh,
are now.
a lot of them
A
are
lot
white.
more now.
A lot of them have
But they're
rings.
trophies. They're
They
trophies.
wifey for seconds.
No, they're trophies, right? Like I said.
Not long term.
No,
right.
not
And
long
even
term.
what ends up happening is for a short term, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those looks fade.
Of course.
Okay, she's 50 with a BBL. You doing that? What? Right? If
She's
that's the type of, if you're a
deflating
shallow
5 years,
individual
yeah.
that started a relationship with someone based on looks, then the relationship will be dictated because of the looks. And when those looks dwindle, you're gonna get another looker.
But you see people that's
And
on
keep going.
TV, and a lot of women
Mm-hmm.
mimic that, unfortunately. They mimic that look. You
sh-
know
but-
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Not just IG or, just TV shows, reality shows,
social pressure,
whatever.
yeah.
A lot of women look at these females and not realizing that when the lights go off and the cameras are down, these women have issues and problems and all this other stuff, but they don't see that because they live in that illusion. So I want to be like her. I want to dress like her. I want to do this because they think they're going to go out there and get anybody that they want, or, they see somebody with a big ring and they want that ring. I know women that turn down ring because the guys couldn't get them, a big
certain
ring.
thing.
But he's doing stuff out of love.
No.
He's not doing that out of his, so,
Right?
I need to find a success story. Like right now, that BBL is another passing phase too.
No, real men doesn't like BBLs.
Nah,
Let's before we take it any further.
They don't.
Real men out here do not like
No,
BBLs.
You don't.
I don't
It's
even like.
exciting at first. You might want to ride the bike a few times, but after that,
Not me.
But when you
That's
really
it.
think
He
about
said
it,
ride
when you
the
walk
bike.
around, when
I
you
want it.
walk around and everybody looks the same. Everybody
horrible.
has a skinny waist, a big butt, and chicken legs. Everybody.
Horrible.
Big lips. It's just, there's no diversity. There's nobody that has this kind of like, look, because these females think that women, you can work out.
yes,
Work out.
We'd rather
You
you
can
work out.
work out. You can do your thing and let somebody like you for who you are. That's it. And I tell anybody, if you don't like me because I got a little stomach, Nigga,
That's
bye.
shallow. That's some shallow shit.
It's all
yeah.
good because my stomach is my stomach. I got 3 kids. Okay?
Right.
And with that, I work out and I look decent and I feel like I look decent.
more
I
than
can't be
decent.
perfect.
Yeah, right.
There's no perfect thing. There's no perfect. And then remember, women, it tends to fade. So just like anything else, you get the BBL, you got to keep it up. Because if you don't keep it up, it's going to start to drop. We're not going to be young forever.
It's gonna drop.
So it's going to drop.
Yeah, we live now for now in a materialistic world. And that's a problem right now.
I mean, all of that, man. There's so many shortcuts. We were talking about. We started to talk about, like talking to your partner and changing lifestyles to become more healthy.
Of course.
and get in
Yes.
shape.
Of course,
right?
that's great.
There's so many shortcuts now. People
Yes.
want to eliminate putting in hard work
That's a
to get
fact.
healthy. Everything
That's a
is a
fact.
shortcut.
That's
Yeah.
a
A
fact.
pill for this,
That's a
a
fact.
pill for that, a shot to lose weight.
Nobody wants to work hard.
It's if you just, and especially from a relationship perspective, because it's teamwork required.
And you
Right?
could uplift
so
each other.
I can't be in my house saying, I'm about to use the air fryer and steam some vegetables and do this. And then my wife comes home with a box of Popeyes.
Of
That
course.
can't be that way. We have to
Counterproductive.
be on the same
Yeah, that's very
page.
counterproductive.
You got,
Yeah.
So
you
if we
can
cooking
be, but
right-
I cook different in my house.
No, yeah, but you can't have a mate that is totally contradictory to you, especially when it's health related.
In order for growth, too.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I can disagree.
You can.
I can disagree.
Why you
And the
disagree?
only reason I say that is because I have health issues, unfortunately. I've developed some things that has happened to me. And I eat differently now. But I don't deprive anyone else from eating, fried chicken or doing whatever. So I can't have fried foods. I can't have processed food.
Right.
I can't have those things. I've accepted that because that's my situation that I'm going through in life. And I thank God Almighty for blessing me for even being able to be here. So now that I'm able to eat, or I can eat a little bit of it, I still don't do it
Right.
because I know where I came from.
Yeah, you don't want to go back.
You know what I
No,
mean?
I
But I don't
agree.
deprive.
I agree with you.
I don't deprive.
I'm not telling you to.
anyone from. I won't
Absolutely
deprive
not.
him from eating the fried chicken. He'll eat the fried chicken, and I'm having steamed fish.
That's
and
not what
we
I
good.
meant, though. I understand that completely, but in essence, what I was saying is, I'm not saying deprive people of that. But I mean, if I'm in a relationship with you, for instance, and now your dietary restrictions have come upon, I'm not saying I'll never do it, but I can't. If you're having a time, you have to join somewhat. You can't be like, okay, my mate is just going to be eating healthy like this, and I'm just going to be eating bullshit all the time because it's counterproductive as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Well,
but nah,
you
it's
did
a
say
level.
I'm
It's
one of
a
a kind because that stuff don't bother
it's a level.
me.
It's a level of discipline, though.
Yeah,
For
no.
me, when I went on my healthy journey
Yes.
to lose weight, to lose
Yeah, I forgot
30
about
something
that.
pounds.
Yeah, yeah.
I was at a point where like, listen, the doctor told me, look, you gotta lose weight, man. You gotta lose weight. And I'm like, I went home, told my fiance what I'm gonna do. And I didn't expect her to join with me. And I said, and then one of the major things I had to do, I had to stop drinking. So I said, listen, all right. So first I changed my diet first, then I added the stop drinking part. But I did my things separately. I had to weigh my meat and stuff like, pause. I had to, that was crazy. But as far as that, you had to make proportion, portion control on certain things. And she and her, my daughter, and my stepson, they was eating regular. And this happened for like 2.5 months or 2-3 months. And I don't mind. Like even right now when I eat healthy and she does what she want to do, or even vice versa. I want to eat bad and she'll eat healthy. But it's not, I don't depend on somebody to help to make me do this.
You gotta do
because
it
when you go to the doctor, it's you.
Right.
You stand alone.
And at that point, I lost 38 pounds. I gained back like 10, but it was something that I did by myself.
Sure, it's on you.
But if you think,
But if
if you
it
had that
comes down to
support,
she
it
would
would have
be
been
there.
easier.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
It would, of course, it would have been
it would
easy
be.
if you had that support.
That's all I'm saying.
I
That's
didn't
what I was
have.
saying.
You see, there's a difference
No,
between.
I'm not saying you had it, but if you had it, she supported you, and
No,
it
she
would have
did.
been
I mean,
easier.
what do you mean
I'm
by
not
support?
talking about with what you ate too. You
No,
know?
I mean, how you look at support is different. It's like support
She
meaning
supported
like
you in different ways. Then
no, meaning like like support me by like, all right, Lamont, this is what you need to do. I'll cut the meat for you.
Yes.
Support. I don't want her to do the same thing I'm doing.
Okay.
No, you don't have to.
But,
no,
but
you
I mean-
guys talking about something very specific, right? Health concerns is different for a change in, let's say, diet and exercise. But if it's somebody who's just saying, I want to change the imagery, who I am, and I want to lose 100 pounds, that's a whole different story because that's by choice. It's not by necessity.
I think your partner can support you in different ways.
Of
You
course
don't
he can.
necessarily Sterling made that point, and I agree. I feel like you can support in different ways.
Sure.
You know, if you know, sometimes, you know, like you could come and say, let's have a drink, but you know that she can't drink or he can't drink.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, babe, you know what? I know you can't have a drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna make you something
Yeah.
different. You know, so it's different
virgin,
ways
a
people.
virgin.
Yeah.
You know, there's different ways people can help
Be
you. They can
supportive.
go with you to maybe to the grocery store or look up different meal ideas
right.
or stuff away. So support is a different way. As long as you have that support,
That's the
it
key.
does-
That's the
it
key.
does
At
make-
the
it
end of the
does
day,
make
is
a
you have some
difference.
sort of
That's
It
all that
does
support from
make
your
a
mate.
difference
Yeah.
to know that that person is
Like,
supporting
cheering you
like I
on,
wouldn't eat
someone
fried chicken.
cheering you
I
on.
wouldn't eat fried chicken in front of you knowing that you're going through that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just me. You understand? I'll hide and eat the fried
Hey,
chicken.
but listen, hold on. Y'all talking about support.
Yeah.
You know I don't drink, and y'all drink in front of me.
wait,
See, I'm
wait,
joking.
wait,
Listen on the podcast.
I'm joking. You know, y'all messing with my sobriety. Y'all messing with my
Rachel, shut up.
sobriety. Y'all messing with my sobriety. But nah, I'm joking. But
No,
you
no,
know,
of course.
I mean,
Support
listen,
comes in many different
Yeah,
forms.
it don't,
You're right.
you know,
You're right.
I think-
There's no challenge. And I think that's my problem, honestly. Now we're going to touch about my issue. When I'm going through something, you better ride. Right now.
Message.
You know, she knows. She like, you know, it's a little bit different. And I guess that's where we were having this discussion off camera before. And unfortunately, I like to pride myself in not being somebody that's totally chauvinistic, but I am
Somewhat.
the man in my marriage.
Yeah.
And that comes with leadership as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
That's how I am.
That's how I see
So
it.
when I in my home, if the leader is leading in a certain way, and this is not a totalitarian regime or a dictatorship, but I lead by example as well. I don't just tell you something. So if I'm saying, you know what, I'm about to change my diet, I'm not expecting her to cook that food. I'm gonna go in the kitchen and be like, hey, this is what I cook for us. And I'm gonna make sure it tastes good. But I'm gonna take the steps to now, even though this is the direction I wanna go, I'm doing it in a leadership way with action, not just words, right? So I guess in some respects, I'm like, yo, that's the chauvinistic part of me.
And
Like,
it's a little
this household
selfish
going-
too.
Yeah, so
It's a little selfish
Yeah,
too.
that's chauvinistic.
When you said making sure it tastes good, it might not taste good to her.
Like, go taste good. Go taste good to anybody.
Well, this has been a good episode, y'all.
Amazing.
Very
Yeah.
good, a very
Amazing.
good episode, man. We touched on a lot of things. No Diddy, but but yeah, we had this was a very good show, man. And my part words, like, you know, for the new year, we have a new year coming up, man. I'm just trying to get past this year right here, man. And it's been very, 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 very well, a lot happened this year that I'm not happy with, man. And it's kind of, I'm just can't wait for the new year to start. But I said that the year before, and then look what happened. So let me just be quiet and just focus on health and making sure that, you know, love who love you, right?
Yeah.
Love who loves you. You know, I thank y'all, and you know, this is the Your Opinion Doesn't Matter podcast, and Sherry Ann, Sterling, Lem, what's your parting words, if you have any?
Sherry Ann, so you.
So my parting words is, as we transition into a new year, I have a big surgery coming up. Wow. So I'm asking the Almighty Father to guide
Our prayers
me
are
and
with you. You
Yes.
know
Absolutely.
protect me through that.
Absolutely.
And also, a lot has happened for 2024. I'm so grateful to be here, and so grateful to be, you know, amongst the living. But I'm also taking with me for the new year, me, and keeping me to me. I love the place that I am with a very special person in my life, and I'm learning to grow. It doesn't matter of my age. I've learned a lot of things, and I like the new me. I like the woman that I am becoming into. Doesn't matter of my age, but age came with wisdom, time. So I'll tell all the listeners out there, whatever you're going through in life, take a time out for you, live for you, and your life will become better. So I pray that 2025 bring us all closer, that we find whatever we need to. And I hope that the listeners please listen and share and, talk about these things and, be more in tune to us, because I feel like we bring a lot of interesting topics out here. And I learn from you guys with your feedback. So I hope 25 brings bigger and better things for this gentleman here, a great man that I've met through Sterl, and has very interesting topics and brings a lot of things to the community. So that is what I hope. And I hope you guys listen and love this show as well, because I actually enjoy this one very well.
Well said, sis. Well said.
Yes. Yes, I'm going to talk about the new year too. I'm going to reflect back on 2024. There was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of sadness. My mom got sick and was diagnosed with Alzheimer's this year, so it's a struggle going on right now, but she has a lot of support and she's staying strong. We also lost our family pet, her baby Spunky. You know what I'm saying? My mom loved that dog, but then she's gone. But then as we move into 2025, I'm a little apprehensive because last year was so, again, unpredictable. I'm not sure what I'm stepping into, but I do stand here and I give the Lord all the glory for the health and strength and make me be here in order to see another day, and for the strength, my family and those that I love, my kids. And in 2025, I just could hope and wish for the best. Thank you.
Yes.
Wow. That's a lot to follow up upon. With the new year coming up, I mean, this was a tough year for us all, as just to piggyback on everyone else. But the great thing is that we are here, and I'm grateful to be here. Grateful
Always.
to embark on this new journey that we're embarking on now. And just the positivity in this room alone from this first collaborative podcast.
Many more to come.
I could just tell the future's bright.
Yes.
Right, and once again, we still have health. We're still here.
Yeah.
We're still of the living. So we can always, we have another day to
course.
become better.
Yes.
Become better.
Amen.
And my prayers are with you, sis. Everything, God is good, and everything is going to be good for you.
Of course.
And going forward for the new year, health, wealth, and prosperity.
To everybody.
Nice, yes.
Blessings.
And this is the Your Opinion Doesn't Matter podcast, and we are outie.
Peace.